Drake Riggs here for SCMP MMA with Miss Ramona Pascual. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, we are here for UFC 261 Fight Week in Jacksonville, of course. Ramona here for Liang Na, helping her prepare for the big fight. But Ramona, I know that you moved to Las Vegas recently, is that correct? And just how's that been, living in Vegas so far?
It's been really good. It was a really good move for me. I think ultimately I was forced to make the decision because there just aren't many 35ers in China, for me to get matched up with. In fact, none of them. Most of the girls that I was fighting were 25s, who just had to cut a little less. So it feels good. It feels right. I have the support of the UFC PI in Vegas as well. A lot of girls to train with, a lot of girls my size. So looking forward to being able to compete a little bit more this year.
Definitely. And do you kind of wish you made this move sooner then because of how beneficial it could be?
Well, that's the thing. I have a lot of opportunities available to me now because of being a part of the UFC Academy in Shanghai. So I think had I not done that, I wouldn't be in such an advantageous position as I am right now. So I think, things happen as they should. And sometimes I do think if I'd gone straight to the U.S., but I think the way that it happened was the right way because then I was able to develop, in so many different aspects while in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm. Of course, and as I mentioned, here for Liang Na, how excited are you for her to make her debut here, having worked closely with her and just seen her up close in person?
Yeah, it's very exciting, to be for her to be the first female from the UFC Academy. To get signed with the UFC and to be able to show the world, the talent that China MMA has. And she's been working really hard. She's fought quite a lot and really, developed her record, developed her skills, developed her competitive experience. So it's going to be, it's going to be great.
Just how far, do you think that she can go? Of course, we're a little biased, right, to say that she can go far. I haven't worked with her, but 15 wins, all finishes. She passed on the UFC earlier in her career and now has gotten just more experience to get here now. What do you see in her exactly?
I think the sky is the limit. She's only 25, and she has so many more years to develop. Her grappling is just on another level, as everyone's just seen. And her striking is up there, getting up there, and she has a lot of power, a lot of athleticism, and she's only going to get better. So, we're definitely going to see her. I'm confident we're going to see her in, the top ranks.
Absolutely. And, the Shanghai PI, of course, state-of-the-art facility. I haven't got to go there yet myself, but you've spent plenty of time there, as have, Liang Na, plenty of people. Is it as legit as everyone says? Because I haven't heard a bad thing about it. So, in your own words.
Yes, it's basically like the UFC gathered all the resources that they have available to them, all the data collected over, decades, and created a plan and a system catered to develop MMA athletes in the fastest way possible, in the safest way possible, in the most efficient and effective way possible. So, being over there, all you do is show up, right? They've got the state-of-the-art facilities, they've got the space, but it's not just that. It's the level of coaching is also very high, and just the way that the coaches are able to integrate. And so you have, your nutrition, your physio, your S&C, and your skills coaches communicating, and so they know where you are at in different periods of your fight camp, So it's sort of taking a very kind of big corporate approach to your career, which most people are kind of entrepreneurial. You need to decide where you're going to go. You're going to 5 different gyms and seeing 5 different people who aren't communicating. And so that's, I think the main benefit of it, to have an all-in-one place where you can get everything, figured out, everything sorted. Because you can only have so many hours in a day. If you're spending a lot of it traveling back and forth, you can't really achieve as much as you can, but having everything all in one spot where you can do your recovery, your physio, your food is ready for you, you live 10 minutes away, and everyone knows what your schedule is and injuries, all these different things. It's really one of its kind, first of its kind, and hopefully, we'll be seeing more of them around the world as people kind of see the dividends that this program is going to pay off.
Absolutely. And I spoke to Liang too a couple weeks ago before the fight, and she said it's very scientific like the approach that they have.
Yeah,
So.
I like to call it the NASA of MMA
Okay, that's good.
because
That's
it
good.
is. You almost can't believe it until you experience it, and you're like, wow, they put all of this into consideration. You know, hydration testing and all the little things that you wouldn't even think of, like putting out reports on your VO2 max, on your body weight and your lean mass and which weight category you should be fighting at, and all these different things and all these different tools. And you end up, as an athlete, you learn a lot. Like, you don't have to make a lot of decisions, but you end up learning a lot based on what they're telling you to do, and kind of what they think that you need to be successful in the sport.
Well, as for you though, Ramona, when are we going to see you in the UFC? Because that's the big question. I'm sure people ask you that a lot, but any updates?
No updates right now. Obviously that is the goal. That's why I moved over here. That's why I left everything, moved halfway across the world in the midst of a pandemic, against what a lot of people kind of wished. And so, yeah, all my chips are in, and so it's just a matter of time. But I gotta take one step at a time. And right now, I'm looking for opportunities in some regional shows, working with my manager, and then we're just gonna stay busy this year, and that's really the goal. It's not really gonna be signing with UFC, because if it happens, it happens, and it's gonna be a byproduct of what I'm doing and enjoying what I'm doing. So, yeah, we're just gonna stay active and keep going, keep training, keep learning.
Absolutely, and that's like the thing is you haven't fought since 2019, right? So pull a year off and the time away. Just when are you hoping, ideally, to get back in there?
Oh, I want to go in there next month, So we got feelers out and figuring things out. But next month or the month after would be great. And then just, keep going. I don't really need to rest too long between fights because I haven't fought in a long time. And if I were to fight, say, next month or the month after, before fighting then, I would have fought once in like a 3.5 year period, So a lot of time being idle for me. So yeah, I'm just eager to get momentum going.
For sure, and we're eager to see it. So I will leave you with one last thing here, Ramona. Predictions for the women's title fights. I gotta ask. I know tough ones, right?
Can't do that to me.
Come on.
Because obviously, Zhang is like incredible, kind of representing the Chinese and representing, Chinese MMA, Asian MMA, and just incredible what she's done. Such an inspiration, and opening the doors to so many Chinese athletes, with the PI in the Shanghai, and so much more interest in the mainstream. She's just incredible, and I'll have to root for her. But I'm also a really big fan of Rose, and I always have been. Her approach to fighting, her, how she approaches it, like, very cerebrally, with more of a mindset, and conquering your demons and all that. And so, fan of both, and I can't wait to see that.
Of course. What about the flyweight title fight? Any thoughts on that one?
Oh man, that was a tough one too. I think Shevchenko gets it. She's just really, really technical. Even though people were saying like, oh, she had trouble on her back, like. It's hard to be on your back, right, against like high level grapplers who know what they're doing. So, I'm confident she's just able to weather the storm, stay calm in situations, and yeah, I think she has it. But it'll be a good show regardless.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing it, and looking forward to seeing you back in action, Ramona. Thank you so much for the time taken out of your day and week. Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.